quick tutorial on how to use Bybit when you're on your phone. You can actually open up a trade on your phone. It's very easy. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do, and a lot of people won't tell you to do this, is go ahead and pass the KYC. Get your account verified. Don't listen to anybody. Do not trade with an unverified account. Do not fund it. Don't even mess with it until it's verified. All right. If you're in a restricted country, on my Patreon, I'm going to tell you on how to pass the KYC. I cannot put it here, but it is safe, it's secure. You're going to be able to trade. Everything is fun and dandy, no problem. Okay. But pass the KYC. Trust me. After you've passed the KYC, to know your customer, the verification, upload your ID or someone else's ID or whatever it is. Once you've passed it, you're going to fund it. All right. When you fund it, this is your overview on your assets. Okay. The overview on your assets is a combination of your spot account and your derivatives account. Your spot account is when you're going to only purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, or another cryptocurrency raw, no leverage. You're just purchasing it on the open market. You can make a withdrawal. You can send it, buy it, whatever, sell it. This is all it is. Your derivatives account balance, okay, is when you're going to leverage trade. You're going to leverage trade it 2x, 3x, 20x, and that's how you're going to capitalize on a prediction with a little bit of money, and you're going to leverage it so you make a lot of money, or you're going to lose a lot of money too. So be very careful. Now, when you're going to make a transfer, all my money is in derivatives, for example, okay? So let's say I want to buy some Bitcoin on the open market, and I have to fund it a little bit. So I have, I believe it's what, US dollar. So I'm going to fund all of it. You're going to see me do it live right here. So it's going to go from my derivatives account to the spot account. Okay. Circle it a little bit better. I'm going to make that transfer now. Okay. So now I went ahead and transferred it. So now I have money on my spot, I have money on my derivatives. Now what I would do is go down here to my spot, down here in this section. I don't know if you guys see, I'm clicking too fast. This section here where it says spot, and I'm going to set a limit order to buy it at, let's just say I'm going to buy it at 39,000 because I just want to. All right. So if it ever dropped to 39,000, I'm going to scoop it up. Let me go ahead and put that quantity. How much am I going to buy? Let's buy it that much. Okay. You're going to get prompted. Put in that order right there. Now your order is in this little list right here, and if it gets filled, congratulations, you got some cheap Bitcoin. But let's just see if it goes down that low. I think it will, but we'll see. All right, just for the sake of this, I'm going to cancel it. Okay, I'm going to go back and transfer it back into my derivatives, because now we're going to do an example. Okay, I'm transferring it from my spot account to my derivatives account. That is done. Now, if you check my derivatives, I have a little bit of dough on there. Let's go to overview. Oh, okay, no. So let's go down to derivatives down here. Let's go to derivatives. Now, in your derivatives, this is the chart, and you can make a trade. So just stare at the chart for a second. Make sure you know what you're doing a little bit. You know, just stare at it, make an educated guess. I like turning on all these little channels and stuff. It gives me an idea. Every time it gets to the top of the channel, it goes down to the bottom. It's typically what it is. Check the 5-minute. Yeah, so it's not as good as TradingView, but you can, you could toggle through all these different 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour. You can really get crazy with it. Right now, it seems to be dropping. The high seems to be 48,236. So there are lower and lower highs, as you can see here on the 1 minute. Yeah, so it's just dropping slowly. It's just bleeding out. So I'm going to go ahead and take a guess and say that the highest it can possibly be is 48,450. Okay, so I'm going to go to my trade. As you can see, I actually have an open trade here for a couple $100 that I just made in profit. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up a leverage trade. We're going to do a limit order leverage trade. Now, I'm going to adjust the leverage here in this section right here. Here's the rate, okay, which changes all the time. All right, but we're not going to focus on that actually. We're going to just show you how to make a trade. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Now you can bring this up all the way to 100. Okay. I really recommend not going past 20. 20 is dangerous zone. If it goes up or down against you, you're just going to get wiped out. If you're very, very confident that it's just shooting up and you want to turn your $1,000 into $100,000 and you don't care if you lose it, it was worth it, then this is why I like this platform, because once a year, twice a year, once every 2 years, there's going to be a time where you're going to want to do that, okay? And you're just not going to really want to mess with that beyond there. So I'm just going to keep it nice and low. I'm not too confident. I am confident, but not as confident as 100x, obviously. So I'm just going to keep it around that much. I'm going to go ahead and save it. But it's already at that. I'm not going to save it actually because I'm already at that setting. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to focus on is a limit order. I'm going to set a limit order. Okay, you could do a market order too. Market orders is a little bit higher fees, even though they have very low fees on Bybit. But let's just keep it simple. A market order, for those who don't know, or you're trading it at the price it is right now. So if I do a market order, that price, whenever I hit OK and open the short or the long position, it's just going to use that price. A limit order means I'm choosing this price here. I'm choosing 48,450. Okay, because I made an educated guess that that's about as high as it's probably going to go if it's on a downward trend. Could go against me, but that's also why I'm going to set a stop loss. I'm only going to trade with just for an example, I'm going to do 0.6, right? Because we're going 3x, so I'm only risking 0.2, all right? So if I do 0.6 Bitcoin, right, at 3x, 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm risking 0.2 total, all right? But I'm actually going to risk less than that because I'm going to do a short position. I'm going to set always set your stop loss and your take profit. This is what's going to keep you from telling stories later on how much money you lost. Okay, you set your stop loss and your take profit. In this case, I'm going to focus on a short position because I believe it is going down. I'm going to go to short, take profit. I think it's going to go down to 4,100. Okay, now okay, so I set it at 45,100. Okay, and my stop loss, let's just say if it started shooting up to, let's say I want to keep a nice tight stop loss. I don't want to risk that much. I think it already called the very, very tippy top. It's going to go down, but I don't want to risk that much money. So I'm going to risk $350 in movement, okay, to make a few $1,000s. I'm not going to do the math accurately. Maybe I should for the example. So I'm going to make $300 in movement, okay, and I'm risking that to make $350. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. All right, now I've got my stop loss take profit. 450 is my entry point. If it goes there, I'm going to enter into this short position and I'm going to take profit at 45,100. And if it by any chance goes to 48,750, it's just going to sell. So I'm just going to lose $350 if it starts shooting up. Maybe you don't want to keep it that tight, but you have to make the decision on your own. So I'm going to open that short position. You're going to see me do you're going to get a nice warning here that you're about to do it. Please review it. If I did not have this stop loss built in, okay, this is your liquidation price, which could still happen. If it moves crazy and none of the orders are filled, you can still get your liquidation price and you can get fucked. So be careful here. All right, very unlikely, but still. So 64, if it goes up to 64,000, I'm going to lose my entire 0.2 that I'm risking. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm. There. Now I have an open order. I have one position before I started the video, and now I have a new order, which means it doesn't get filled until it hits the 48,450 mark. Okay, now a quick warning. So with leverage trading, you're going to lose money. Okay, you're going to lose money, so you're going to only want to gamble when you know it's safe. Now my personal thing is whenever the remote viewing data aligns with the technical analysis data, okay, I make a bet. If not, discipline kicks in and I just don't touch it. Because every once in a while, like March of 2022, it's going to shoot up like crazy. And while it's shooting up like crazy, you'll have your account opened, ready, and you can capitalize on it. And that's the most important thing. Do not trade this every day. This is not a job. Anyone who thinks they're going to day trade it and guess the numbers correctly every time, you're gambling. If you're going to be a gambler, don't even mess with this. You're going to lose all your money. I guarantee it, actually. All right? In fact, I will say, if you're not a hedge fund, you have no advantage. It's like, yes, the predictions are a little bit of an advantage, but the hedge funds almost can control the market. You know, these big whales can control the market. When there's a movement in a wallet that goes onto an exchange, and it goes from a private wallet to an exchange, the whole market anticipates there's going to be a dump, and they instantly go down. Okay, you don't have that advantage. You only have your advantage of your predictions. So if you use your predictions and you align it with technical analysis, or you get my little signals that I'm sending out on Patreon, which seems to be working so far pretty good, anything could happen, okay? Then you make your bet. So use discipline. Don't lose your money. That's the number one rule of investing. Do not lose your money. I think it was Warren Buffett who said that. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. Okay, just sign up in the link below that I'm going to put up here. And then also don't forget, pass the KYC. On my Patreon, I'm going to tell you how to pass the KYC if you're in a restricted country, and I'm going to teach you how to trade in a way where it's safe. You're not going to lose your money. You can't get your money seized or whatever. Very important, okay? On the Patreon, you're also going to get Bitcoin predictions, which have been on point so far, only a couple of misses, and I've been doing this for about 2 years, so I've really chiseled away on what works, what doesn't work. So a lot of people have been happy with that. I really recommend subscribing to it. I really don't ask for much money. It's really up to you, $1, $5, it doesn't matter, as long as you're on that Patreon and I can reach out to you when there's a sure thing. That's what I like. I like sure things, and when I send it to you. But you can use Bybit to capitalize on it, along with other methods that I have, which I'm also going to put up on the Patreon, but this is just one of them, and I highly recommend it. Enjoy. Have a great day. Stay positive. Don't have any negativity. If you're nervous when you're trading, if you're is it going up, is it going down, that is the kind of energy you do not want when you're trading. You want to almost not care, like okay, whatever. That's the energy you want. That's my advice. Okay, have a great day.